All right, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I'm on the way to JFK. I'm picking up my daughter coming in, so I'm in the car. And I really don't have any quotes, but I'm just going to shoot from the hip. GDC, we'll talk about that for a second. Bitcoin, I'm told it's going to 85,000 from a big Bitcoin player, very wealthy Bitcoin player. At 85,000, GDC's got 650 million in cash. The market cap of the company is 230 something million dollars right now. That number has to go above the cash price. So the company right now is worth $10 the stock just based on the cash they have. Who's selling it at 4.25, 4.30, whatever it is? I said the same thing at 2. I'll say it at 3. I'll say it at 4. I'll say it at 5. The stock should be 10. And then if there's a premium, it goes above it. So I could understand not trading it. I could understand trading at cash value. I got it. But trading it under cash value doesn't make any sense. They add fuel to the fire. There's a major short in the stock of 233 million. I had the data a long time ago. I don't know. I can't find it. I have to go repost it again. They haven't covered. They tried their bear raid last month, and when they drove it, they attacked it real quick, just like they do with CAR, BID. It's the same thing. They attack it down, and all they try to do is get you to panic, and then they try to cover. All right, so GDC is worth 10. Bitcoin goes to 85,000. They'll have 650 million in cash. They already announced the board of directors approved them to buy back stock with $100 million worth. And the little twist to that is you can't sell a counterfeit share and retire it. Now, today, Netflix announced a major buyback, $25 billion. It's a huge deal, huge buyback. And the stock is screaming. Will they have the same issues? I'm sure they will. But with Netflix, there's so many shares trading, the brokerage firms will have an easy time finding a real share. And the GDC, there's only 17 million shares at $23. That's where the guy sold them the Bitcoin. There's 39 million shares. That's the whole company. So until it gets over 23, there's only 17 million shares. I doubt the guy who sold the Bitcoin is going to sell it. At 23, he breaks even. At 46, he makes $1 billion. I could see this stock screaming to numbers way higher than that. And this guy who put up the Bitcoin into this company, which is a perfect transaction to kill a short, because the company then has access to money. Most companies are under attack due to their financing. All right? So that's the weak link, and that's what the shorts try to do, is destroy companies that need financing. But when you do the Bitcoin transaction, it's pretty easy math at that point. So I don't know if the company and the people involved knew what they were doing, but if they did, it's brilliant, because there's no way out. There's absolutely no way out. Just a matter of when it's going to explode. It's easy. It's all right there. There's no hearsay. There's no rumors. It's a fact. It's on the tape. How high does it go? Who the hell knows? But when they're buying back stock, you can't sell a counterfeit because they have to retire it. An IOU is not going to work. It needs a real cert. So if you bought stock at E-Trade and you want to sell it, E-Trade's going to have to deliver a real share, not an IOU. Okay, that's GDC. NRGV, it's just a matter of time before it explodes. And you can see Wolf, it's the same pattern as Wolf. We talked about it at 80 cents. They came out, they raised money under attack, then they got a partner with Google. They raised more money the other day at $19, whatever it was. The stock went down for a day and a half and then turned and went straight back up. Wolf hasn't had that rally back up yet. NRGV hasn't had that rally back up. Wolf did. Okay, now you can see it's the same pattern. I expect NRGV to have the same thing, look for a partnership or a takeover. I hope it's not a takeover. I'd rather see the partnership, because the partnership makes it continue to keep going. There's 700 million shares short plus 17 million real shares short that they borrowed. All right, both of those groups are going to be trying to cover. And you can see the pattern. They spike it up, drop it fast, but come back and scoop it up. That was the same pattern in CAR. You watched it every day. Drive it down fast, down 100, then rally it back 200. Think about the poor bastard who got covered at 845, and then the stock dropped. When the shorts cover, that's what happens. No one could short the stock. You can't borrow it. The only people playing that game were naked shorts. And because of the naked shorts, that's why you saw that complete drop. Before I left the home, that it was at 250. I have no idea where it is now. I was saying that I felt it was time that you could stop buying it if you could find some cheap calls, because the stock is going to turn. All right? The blatant attacks driving it down. Everyone that sold it, that's up $50, $80, $100, they're going to try to lock it in and try to cover. All right? I don't know if the big shorts will cover, but the small guys that are short 5,000, 3,000, they'll start panicking and start covering on rally. I could see it going back to 3.25, 350. That's $350 down from 250. It may even go up on the day today. I don't even know. But that's for the dangerous crew. If you're out of your bird and you want to trade volatility, that's the stock to do it in. You got to find the spot, jump in, get a good call, and you could buy an option at $5 and sell it at $25 in a minute. And I expect that to the long side shortly, because hedge funds will come in and start playing it. It got wiped out. Again, it was a complete naked short squeeze up to $845. Not one TV reporter, not one politician talked about what a casino looks like. And there it was, from 93 to 845, back to 250. That's not the stock market. That's a roulette wheel. All right, it's complete fraudulent activity. I hope the company sold stock. If they didn't, every insider should have sold everything they had onto that squeeze, and hopefully they're rich today. All right, so again, you watched it in CAR, you watched it in BIRD, you watched it in the SME. For those of you who always say the shorts always win, that's not true. Okay, the stocks that have the biggest problems always go last. We heard about CAR a year ago, I think it was. I never heard about Bird. I never heard about SME or SMX. I forget what the symbol is. We never heard about those names. All right, so the bigger names, GameStop, it had its run. Is it going to do it again? I don't know. AMC, I have no idea. But I know Finger Motion, and I posted it. There's not one group of investors that has done more to expose naked short selling than the shareholders in Finger. There's probably 50 to 80 people that have done unbelievable work, whether posting or attending or helping out in D.C. or giving us money for the truck or doing printing work or coming up with slides. Everyone has put their hands into this thing and exposed it. I posted before. In 2006, my crew had a protest in Times Square in front of the NASDAQ. I made that sign, Wall Street Court Counterfeiting. In 2006, we busted them. I knew about it before, but the protest was then. My friend was a federal court officer. He was holding the sign. He passed away from brain cancer for helping out in 9/11. That's what you get for being a good guy. He died. So I always put his picture up in memory. Good guy. He fought, gave up his life. Many people have. We have done everything. I put the document on Twitter today that we handed out to the SEC in the SEC enforcement conference at the Mayflower Hotel. Security looked the other way, let our people in, and we put it on everyone's desk. Inside that document was the faces of Lynn Partners, the Naked Short data, everything you needed to know about Finger Motion and Naked Short was in that document on the desk of every SEC enforcement officer that attended that meeting at the Mayflower Hotel in 2023. That was the document. We made it look like an SEC document, if you look at it. We put the SEC enforcement document, and we put it on everyone's desk. So when they showed up for the conference, everyone had a desk in the ballroom, and they all had that. They all had that document. So that's pretty ballsy, but we did it. When Gary Gensler walked out, he walked right past the truck. Mark Brazil was there, the attorney. He took a picture in front of the truck when we had naked shorting for dummies. Everybody's doing their part, trying to help out. Mark Brazil was a great guy for us. I love talking to him. He's a great guy. I met him a bunch of times. We've done everything to expose the short. No one's ever said anything. So when we say there's 500 million shares short, it may be 520, maybe 480, where we're pretty close to accurate of what it's been. No one has ever said anything. No one's ever shut us down. We had the truck at CNBC. We put it out at Fox, in front of Fox on 47th Street. I got up 3 o'clock in the morning, parked my car in front of Fox. There's one spot in front of their door. I parked and waited till 7:30 till the truck showed up, and then I gave them my spot. We were at the DTC. I went to FINRA, the NASDAQ, you name it, we've done it. The New York Stock Exchange. We got as close as we can to everything we can do. CNBC chased old man Bill away with the truck. He was trying to do interviews. They chased him away. They had security out there. That was in New Jersey. We put the truck everywhere. FBI, DOJ, Washington Post. We actually put it outside the law firm that represented some of the short sellers. I can't remember the name of the firm. I don't think there's any group of investors that have done more. And you're going to get rewarded. And you say, when is it going to happen? Everyone wants to know the timing of these things. Again, I don't know the timing. If I did, I sell my kidney and go get long, right? But I will tell you, there's a group of big funds that are going to come in that love to squeeze the stock. I'm told that they were buying today. I have no idea where it is. Remember, these guys need to tiptoe in because they want to buy stock cheap. They're not here to mark it up and make it go to $20 and not buy a share. So these guys will come in and buy waves of stock, 50, 100 every day, and they'll just keep accumulating it. That's how they're doing it. The last stock they did, I know the symbol on it, and it went from 3 or 2.5 to 20. So their network of people are flush with cash, looking for the next one, and they're coming to finger motion. All right, big shareholders told me about it, and I'm telling you about it. What day? I don't know, but it's coming. I told you 1,000 times, buy stocks when no one wants to. CAR, no one wanted it at 93. Everyone's talking about it at 800. Now we're talking about it at 250 to buy it, right? BIRD, a gentleman posted on Twitter. He put the chart up of BIRD before it went. It was dead in the water. Just sitting there like the Titanic, ready to sink. All of a sudden, it took off. There's not one person, including myself, that would have sat there and said, boy, this looks exciting. Let me jump into it. All right? Zero. Then it took off. Buying it when no one wants to is when you get the biggest reward and the least amount of risk. There's risk in every transaction. The company can go to zero in a second. We all know that. All right? But when a stock is doing nothing, that's when you jump on it. Do not call me up and tell me you're chasing this stock. You get your ass kicked all the time. Everyone who does it gets hurt. Buy it when no one wants to. I know it takes a few days. If you want to get out, hold on 1 second, please. So again, you buy stocks before they go. The risk is eliminated. All right. Finger Motion has been attacked. We saw the last attack from 550 back down. I described Hudson Bay and their antics. We put their face in front of the SEC, DOJ. Just go follow all their transactions. They do the same thing all the time. They want free warrants and they short against it. That's what they do. Lid Partners is a debt spiral financing. They're pretty much open book, sell, 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 try to convert at pennies, have the companies reverse and destroy the capitalization of a company. That's what they're notorious for. The sell tickets, the wire transfers, the phone records, all will lead them to where they're in trouble. That's how that works. All right. So again, I put up sign after sign 23 times with the truck. We've done everything. We've walked the halls of Congress. We've done that. We've handed out literature to everyone. I can't even remember all the crazy things that we've done. But we've done more than anybody. I don't want to hear GameStop, MMTLP. Someone reached out to me. I gave them Wes Christian, and I gave them Charlie Payne because of John Berta. I took care of that. I've done a lot to help everybody. But Finger Motion is on my number one play. You can go pick anything you like. We're hearing from an attorney in D.C. The shit's going to hit the fan. Why am I the attorney from D.C.? No, I told you that. But if you look on Twitter, other people are saying the same thing. Something's coming down. There's a leak. Some things are starting to take off. And that's a sign that the SEC may be keeping it quiet. All right. But when it turns, these guys are all trapped. And remember, most of these people are doing stuff offshore. All right. So again, I believe in my heart that we have the right stock, the right horse. I've documented it for 6 years, not 2 weeks. A lot of people ask me if I just started last week. It's absolutely false. I've been doing this since 2000, 26 years. I read the Economist story in 2014. Regulators were rattled by the amount of unsettled trades. The SEC Commissioner Cox with his video calling naked short selling a fraud. We read Harvey Pitt's recommendations to expose the naked shorts and fix the system. These are all SEC people. This isn't the guy on the street. Every politician has turned the other way. They're all a disgrace. They're all posting they want to stop fraud, but not one person will address what we spoke about. And they're such buffoons because they all own stocks. I don't get it. So either everyone is being muzzled, or this thing is just so massive they don't even know what to do. But Trump has been pulling off the Band-Aid on every fraud, letting Nick Shirley run around and do it. Do we need Nick Shirley to help us out? Not Elon, not the most powerful people in the world. We need Elon Musk to do it. Like someone said, they're afraid to lose donors. Yeah, that could be true. All right, but again, Finger Motion. I don't want to stay too long on this nonsense. I told you about GDC, NRGV, HLP. They're doing washing. I posted it 60 times. 6 million shares has been washed in the last 2 months. I can only report what we see. I have no inside scoop on that. I have no clue. I was told to own it. I'm watching. It was $1.05, went to 117. 115 is the breakout spot. Obviously, someone got upset and passed it back down again. All right, so next time it goes up, 115 is your spot. You know it as well as I do. But again, I know very little about HLP. I know GDC. It's just math. It's right there. NRGV, all the news is on the tape. Insider buying, contracts, 700 million shares short. It looks like it's explosive, raised a ton of money. Business is growing. The president wants energy storage. It's the right spot. It'll take off. I remember Wolf, when I owned it at $1, and Bitcoin went from 16,000 to 32,000. And from what I gathered, Wolf mined Bitcoin. Wouldn't it go up? It never moved. It went to $2 and sat there sideways. Then it went to $5, never moved. And then one day it just exploded up to 10. I told you I have one friend that's up 22 million in that stock. He still owns it from 80 or 90 cents. 22 million. Long-term holder. I think he's a big golf player. And he just sat and he waited. He's up $21 million in it. He bought into NRGV. He bought 1 million shares. All right, so there's good people around it, smart people, and they tell their friends. But again, Finger Motion, I'm in it for the short squeeze. That's what I'm here about. There's 500 million shares short. We know the damage came in when Lynn Partners came in. We watched Hudson Bay manipulate the stock, so we got 2 of them. I don't know who Lynn Partners offshore partners are, where they're hiding the short. We know they got the character in Australia who's bragging he's up 220%. Well, every stock that they own is going down. All right. The manipulation to hold it down, everyone can see the 5 shares, 2 shares sell programs, the odd lot, ODD lot, that's what they call it. That's when they sell shares below $100. I mean, 100 shares, 27 shares. They don't even do 27 or 15. We're down to them doing 2, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6. No one sells stock like that. I told you the other day, I had a guy buy 100,000 shares. He got confirms that he bought shares 2, 3, 3, 2. 100 confirms, hundreds of confirms. There's no sellers. It's just a machine manipulating the price. All right. So again, I reported on that. Hold on. I always like when people send me something and have a question about it. Yeah, it's single-digit machine gun orders. We all said that. And the reason they're doing that is so they can hide their fails to deliver. No back office on the street is looking for 2 shares that's going to be unsettled. E-Trade's going to look and say, I got 5 shares that we bought. It's unsettled. Fuck it. 2 shares. Fuck it. They don't even care. They're all over the street. No one even pays attention to it. 2s, 3s, 5s. If there's a 50,000 share order, they'll go after it. But 2, 3, 4, 5, no one cares. And that's why we see it. The game has changed. We report as the game changes all the time. We stay on top of it and we report it. That's what we do. We expose the game. Wall Street only has a few tricks. If I was a short seller in CAR and I'm going to jail, I'm going to say, post, pay anybody to knock it down. That's what they do. That's the game. Andrew Left is going to go to jail because he was doing that. Hindenburg is going to go to jail when they rat him out. And hopefully it lands to Adam Fronstein and these other guys, Chanos, all these short and distort guys. They all think it's not a crime. We had one winner, now we can expose fraud all the time. We expose fraud. They're just a bunch of scumbags, and they short and distort. And I proved it 50 times. I posted it for everybody to know. Andrew Left used to be, before Citron, he was Stock Lemon. He would murder companies like Finger Motion. He would have his group of Boca Raton, naked short sellers, and all his friends come in and blast it. Then he come out with a report calling it a fraud. They don't have money, you name it, insider selling. He would use every trick in the book. So when they talk about Andrew Left on his big board, ripping off people, go back in time and count all the dead bodies in small caps. And all the people in Boca Raton, and I know 3 of them, because they used to tell me what he was doing back in the day. All wealthy, because they made tons of money front-running Andrew Left's reports, going back in time. And if the FBI or DOJ's listen, I'll be glad to give you their names. You can go arrest them. I don't really care. All right, so again, Wall Street's a small place. We see, we hear things. We're not stupid people. I have 50, 100 people that are ex-Wall Street people that worked at night, market makers, big firms, Lehman, Gold, you name it, we have everybody. And we work as a team. If I miss it, I have a gentleman, Tinted Veil. He's putting up quotes every day of the market makers to help us out. Christian Shaughnessy's reporting the stories, retweeting the stories, putting her edge onto it. Everyone's helping out. They're trapped. They're exposed. No matter what, they need to buy back the stock. We've been here for years. We're not going away. The company knows about it. The big shareholders know about it. And the feds know about it. It's just a matter of time. One word from the feds about this problem, and I put up a list of all the things that can go wrong for the shorts. All the things that can go wrong. For us, it all went wrong already. They knocked us down to $1. We already had everything that can go wrong. The short, the store, Capybara, Lynn Partners, this, the warrants, you name it. Now it's our time for payback. And you can see when it does work, look at Wolf. Raise money, right back up. Raising money is a good thing. Why is it a bad thing? NRG raised money and has contracts. Finger raise money, it's a bad thing. Kill it. They got warrants, kill it. All those companies do the same thing. Why are they killing it? There's no reason to. The reason they kill it is because they're naked short way too many shares. Anyway, listen, I have another call and I have to drive, and I'm on the Bell Parkway, and I just pulled over because it's too dangerous to talk while I'm driving on this road. If anyone knows Brooklyn, it's not easy. Besides the waves and the police and the potholes, it's total chaos out here. But anyway, listen, everything's great. I feel good about it. I know we're going to win, and I felt my fight for 26 years. Once we kill them in finger motion, do I walk to the sidelines? Maybe. Or do we just round up as our team and start going naked short hunting? I think we're going to go naked short hunting because I know companies left and right. I'm having a call at 12 at a company that's down from 100 to 3 looking for help. All right, we're going to see what they're about. Anyway, listen, everybody, I gave you everything I have, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.